Here's a comment from a fan. Most trans people hate Christians. Just because Jimmy knows 2 trans people who believe in God isn't a good enough example. The queer ideology is against God.
This episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Today's patron of the day is Shaquise DaCosta. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
Where today there will be a bonus show. Promising I went a little too long on the last show.
So no bonus?
No, there was no bonus show. We were on a tight, and there was just so much to talk about, and it's going to be a lot of what we talk about today. But yeah, you're going to want to go to patreon.com/calltheline. Patreon.com/calltheline. Oh God, we just need it so bad. Please. Can you imagine if the only patrons there were the people who want it for the podcast and weren't supporting the line in general? And then we put this little effort into making the podcast for anybody more than just a core group of people who just love us enough to actually listen to this podcast, even though we desperately need to actually start marketing the podcast. So we're going to need a lot of you people to start going and asking your friends, hey, did you listen to The Line Has a Podcast? As though it's already a thing.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes. Did you listen to this week's episode? That's crazy.
Guys, The Line Has a Podcast. It's
one of our 2 episodes of high quality content that come out every single week.
Oh my God. Welcome, everybody. It is, I was going to say September for some reason. Do you remember back when it was only September and then we went into some kind of time hacks? It feels that way. It's January 13th, 2026, or at least it will be when you listen to this. And I feel like I'm going to start more admitting that now because we generally record sometime in the late afternoon of the day prior to putting out the episode. Usually we do some same days. It's usually like, hey, are you available to record? It's like, I am, but I don't want to. So what if we same day it tomorrow? That does happen.
It does. And also, you know, it's funny because while like chewed gum, I do every week, unless like, you know, there's like some actual exception. And it's never like, you know, I would never dream of being like, and also we can't, but I would never dream of being like, do you think we could do it like an hour earlier? The podcast, me and you will just be like, are we doing it today? Yeah. Right. Can we do it like 3 hours from now? Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Like generally I would say 2:00 is the time.
Yeah.
Central.
That is the general time.
Noon, your new time. 3 back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, your face is frozen for me. Okay, you're back. Okay. So anyway, the reason why I feel we're going to start admitting it is very simply that the world is melting down. I'm worried that if we say right now, it's January 12th, 2026, here is the news of the day.
Right.
Like tonight, based on everything that's going on, the Civil War might start. Like,
right.
There might be a full-on like fucking ICE versus a crowd tonight. So there's some level of wanting to acknowledge there's an entire evening of news we could miss.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to be mad at me because I'm really sensitive about it.
Yeah.
Guys, don't be, actually, it's a good thing I'm not mad. We are at DEFCON 5. If the emergency situation is people tone policing me on the line. Am I bleeding? Or chocolate?
Are you bleeding?
I think it's chocolate. A little bit of dark chocolate there. A little bit of, I take a little square of dark chocolate instead of coffee in the morning. Okay. The tone policing on my channel is insane right now. And at this point, I'm like, guys, I don't even disagree necessarily, but you couldn't do better.
Yeah.
You cannot do call after call after call after call of Renee Good deserved to be murdered. Renee Good deserved to be murdered. Renee Good deserved to be murdered. Trans people are terrible. Trans people are terrible. And then the person calls in who's like, they'll be like, you know, that guy seemed a little more moderate and maybe winnable, but I'm still in the mood of everything that's been going on air and off air because I'm doom scrolling threads too much. And I'm just sitting here going like, you can't do better. You can't.
Yeah.
If you can, you aren't human, I think.
Yeah. I think, and now I'm going to think about this moving forward when I do chewed gum, because I think I do okay with like every caller is like a fresh situation, but it's mostly because I haven't done it as long as you have. And so like for me, I think I still have a little like I don't want to say that that I'm not as jaded because that's not what it is, but like I'm not I have
I
like a little more
It's not even
I don't
this.
know how to
This
explain
isn't
it.
even what's happening though.
No, but I feel like
I promise. If you make tomorrow's episode about
yeah.
Renee Good, you'll be done by call
It's
number 3.
specifically about
Yeah,
Renee
because
that
this is what
people are
all the
getting
calls are.
insane.
Clearly, right now, I am less patient. It's like I'm saying, right now, it's at an all-time high. There's always some tone
Okay.
policing. And of course, I have a
Yeah.
sort of autistic impatience that sometimes I try to work on, and then sometimes I go, so a certain core group will still like me if I don't, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like it. But I try sometimes. And I'm saying right now, if all you're getting is call after call of how do I have to explain the basics of this to you? How do I have to explain to you that military states are bad, police states are bad, that the idea of comply or die is the opposite of don't tread on me?
Yeah.
Like it is the amount of tone policing, but don't worry. With the tone policing also comes the dum-dums. So this isn't tone policing. This is a comment I received a day ago. Most trans, they love it when you just call them trans, by the way,
God.
like that as a noun,
right.
a plural noun. Most trans people hate Christians. Just because Jimmy knows 2 trans people who believe in God isn't a good enough example. The queer ideology is against God. So your queer ideology, or rather what you think is the queer ideology and what is your God ideology may be incompatible. But literally most queer people, I hate this actually, have some kind of spirituality, like paganism and there's a very progressive form of Christianity and a very progressive form of Judaism that has a lot of them too. But then also the number of people that don't realize they're participating in other discriminatory practices like astrology, their bad faith like astrology. It drives me fucking crazy about the queer community. Anyway, she's just saying most trans people hate Christians. I don't even hate Christians. I hate Christianity. I don't hate Christians. It's very different, which is funny. You would think the love the sin or hate the sin people would get it. Anyway, so I wrote call and she wrote pay me and I want all the ad revenue for as long as the video is up.
Oh my God.
So I wrote, okay, you can have all the ad revenue as soon as you've matched all the work we have done to grow this platform to its current state. The real reason you're hiding is behind this dumb excuse is that you know you'll get absolutely annihilated in real debate, especially when you have to respond live. And I said, don't worry though, I'm going to make money off of reading your comments out anyway. And so this is the first delivery of that promise that I'm not going to call because you should pay me and give me all of the ad revenue, which is, it's funny because like, even you sitting there and going, you deserve to be paid for calling in and doing no other effort except what you're doing in the comment section, just doing it out loud. And a lot of the revelation is probably going to be that this person who is who hates trans people has a woman's profile photo, but will probably turn out to be a dude. And look, I'm not saying, I don't want to like appeal to, what's it called? Like, stereotypes, but the only video on this person's channel is a Dragon Ball Z short.
Interesting.
Christian and follower of Jesus in bio. And is out here talking trash about trans people. I believe this person who hates trans people is probably pretending to be a woman on the internet, which isn't ironic in a literal sense. It's ironic because that's what they accuse trans people of doing.
Yeah.
Trans people aren't pretending. This person is. But anyway, just the funny thing about I should be paid for it and all of the ad revenue, as though like, even if you think you deserve to be paid, the other participants in that conversation, you want all, not 50%, not half. You want all of the ad revenue. And by the way, it said paid and all of the ad revenue. So wants a fee on top of it, wants to make sure that we go into a deficit for having, and I'd say that that's a great metaphor for Christianity. we're pretending we're bringing value to society, but you'll actually pay for it and come out in the negative for indulging us. I think that's actually like a wonderful metaphor for Christianity and MAGA in American society. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring some attention to that. How's things going on your side? Did you get to distract yourself from the horrible news since you were moving, or did it make its way through?
Well, I did get to distract myself a little bit, but it's every time. I mean, we were driving across the country, and so weirdly, I think the thought is that, oh, I'd be like bored in the car on my phone, blah, blah, blah. But I really wasn't. Like we were like listening. I was barely on my phone at all in like the past week, which was nice. I'm actually curious what my screen time is. But probably insanely low, the lowest it's been in years. But I mean, it was hard to avoid because it's just everywhere. It's every time I open my phone, which is good because I'm glad, it's hard in some way to when things
There's
like this
a dark
happen.
side to it, though.
Well, yeah, like it's hard when things like this happen because there's a part of it that's like the mental health thing where you're like, I can't look at this all the time. Like this is horrible. Again, like the video being circulated of the body cam footage. I'm like, fucking, oh my God. Like
not
this
body
is just,
cam.
not body cam.
A common. So a lot of people called it body cam footage on social media. It is not body cam. That little fucking freak, that piece of shit, Jonathan Ross, was filming with his phone. So him when it looks like he's getting hit, isn't him getting hit. It's him now prioritizing the gun. I'm going to shoot, and so I'm moving the arm out of the way. That's why people are like, that's him getting hit. No, it's him literally pointing the gun and shooting and trying to start this interaction. So he was literally going around, and this is part of what's dark. So the reason why I said it's dark, part of the reason why it's so much everywhere is it's not just the news of what happened. That would be big enough. There is an absolute smear campaign against Renee Good happening, filled with lies, of which we're going to talk about some.
I've seen this.
The guy was holding his phone, and as he starts to go in front of the woman's car, which is against DHS policy, he's literally breaking policy and has done it before. They like to bring up, and also this was a man who got dragged by a car. No. When somebody was leaving his illegal traffic stop before, he violated policy and threw himself into the window of the car and grabbed a hold of the steering wheel, trying to grab at the keys. Also against policy. DHS says if somebody is trying to get away, you get out of the way. You only use force if you have no other option. You have their place, you have everything. You step out of the way. It is not justified use of force if somebody's trying to flee a scene. That's what happened. So he has a history of breaking that policy. Also, DHS policy says you have not justified force if you have the option to step out of the way, which he did. In fact, we know he did because he shot two of the three shots from definitively out of the way. Nobody disputes that he was totally out of the way when he shot the second and third. We're only arguing about that first bullet because MAGA likes to lie about shit. So a lot of the reason we're talking about it is because there's all this misinformation going on. But in that when he was crossing in front of her, as her wife begins to insult him, go get a sandwich, big boy, or something like that, you see him switch the phone to the other hand, to his non-dominant, and draw his gun. The motion of the car stuff hasn't started. He's just already decided, I'm now going to escalate this. I now am going to start looking for a reason because let's be clear, it's going to turn out he's a MAGA nationalist Christian who hates queer people. Actually hates, unlike this fucking idiot who's all trans people hate Christians. Pulled his gun, looking for a reason now to shoot her. And I feel that is somewhat verified by the fact that at the end of the video that he's taking with his hand, he has shot her in the head 3 times. And I'm told he had to do it to stop her from running him over, except for the car then accelerated in response to being shot. So if he was going to get run over unless he shot her, how come he didn't get run over when the car then took off? It's a weird math that they're telling me it's MAGA math, the kind that doesn't add up. Anyway, he shot her 3 times in the head. I forgot where I was going. My tangent took me. He shot her. He shot her 3 times in the head. 2 of them definitively out. Oh, and then what are the words he utters? fucking bitch. After he has filled her head with lead, fucking bitch. Have you heard?
That is absolutely, like, that line was like, all of it was disgusting and unconscionable. That line is truly like, how could you are absolutely lying to yourself to think that that's a person who was like, I'm just defending, like, I just, I was just worried about getting. No, here's the thing is it's like when you're doing jobs that are, supposed to be public service jobs, things like policemen, firemen, nurses, people who work in healthcare, you are actively signing up for a job that puts your life in jeopardy, which means even in the event that someone is trying to she was not trying to run him over. Even if she was trying to like scare him with her car, which she was not doing. You don't shoot someone in the head 3 fucking times. If the worst thing that happens to you is you break your big toe, but a person doesn't get shot in the head 3 times, then that's what you do, because that's your job. Like, it is your job to de-escalate, not to shoot someone in the head. Like, you actually signed up for a job where you put your life in risk. That woman did not. So why is she the one who's taking the fall for a job that you signed up for? That was inherently dangerous because of the shit that you guys are doing. I just can't.
There's a very funny, odd thing happening too, where I guess it's not odd. They've always done it, but they're trying to say now he isn't racist because he's married to a Filipino immigrant woman. And it's kind of like, so do you think that anyone who's married to just a woman can't be sexist? Do you think that a person can't be racist in the way I don't know what their dynamic is. I don't know if maybe he actually does truly in his heart love Filipino, but the idea that he's not racist because a person what you're having to sell me is that a person could not find their wife inferior. Mm-hmm. And that that he couldn't fetishize the idea of being with an Asian woman, that he couldn't have, gone to a country where he could get somebody who was younger, that there's lots and lots of things that happen, that there's lots and lots of reasons why white people go on sex vacations and come back with wives. I don't know if this is what happened here. Again, just saying none of this means he's not racist.
Right.
But also, you know what else it doesn't say? All you've shown me is that he has a Filipino wife. For all I know, he hits her in the head 3 times and then calls her a fucking bitch.
Exactly. I'm like, do you really truly think that the pattern of misogynistic men, that community of people, that culture of people, none of them are married? Not a single one of them. They've never even, that's not how that works. For all of time, for all of history and time, all of the misogynistic people in this, whatever, not even in this country, all of the misogynist people that exist, never married.
Right.
Fucking idiot.
And I think it's like with the basis of, they know that as a racist white person, they would never marry a black person. That specifically, generally racists, people who are racist against black people in a lot of ways also wouldn't want to have sex with a black person. They've built a physical repulsion up to them as well. And so they apply that across the board. But let's be so clear. Thomas Jefferson has a lot of black descendants. Mm-hmm. Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner who believed black people were inferior to white people. Right. So go ahead and square that.
Right.
He couldn't be racist. He had children with black people. How could he be racist? He raped black women. Exactly. It's kind of like, bruh, again, if you're just going to go, he can't be racist because he's married to a Filipino woman, then we're going to need to see some evidence of that, because just the mere existence of the Filipino woman does not make him not racist, just like it doesn't make him not sexist. It's so stupid, the shit they're doing. Anyway, we should go to a quick ad break. When we come back, we're going to obviously be talking more about this, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about the misinformation that is out there, because there is some stuff. They are on a smear campaign. We'll talk about also some of the true things they're saying as a method of trying to bastardize Renee to basically give their audience more of a reason to be like, well, now I extra don't care
that
she's dead. We'll talk a little bit about that as well when we get back. But it's amazing that now, you know, not to be all the guy who's quoting like 1984 and Orwell shit, but like the way they're literally doing the final sin of saying you didn't see what you saw with your own eyes.
Truly.
Yeah. We'll be right back. You know what would make you a total badass? If you went to linemerch.com right now and picked you up the limited time available mugs only for the remainder of January. Now, my mug already won the mug brawl. So this is actually going to become general merch. You will see this design on other merch. But if you want the mug form of Never Play Hide and Seek with Jesus, which doesn't actually, this is actually very close to the final design. However, while I had one that wasn't the final design, I'll just show you the difference here. Yeah. So there is a difference in the prototype mug and then the final one. This one had to go through one more revision because you might notice that mine says Never Play Hide and Seek Wish Jesus. So I like to say that this is my wish.com version of the
No,
of the
truly,
mug.
That's exactly what it is. That's really funny.
Yours will say with. You can go to linemerch.com. Why don't you show people your mug? Because these are not going to be available much longer.
This is Big Brain Certified Hottie, which I think is cute for yourself, but it's also a good gift for someone else that you think is a Big Brain Certified Hottie. And this little seal of approval.
And you don't have much time left to get them.
On your mug. And you don't have that much time.
To become a Big Brain Certified Hottie.
Yeah, it has a little brain. It looks like, in person, it looks like literally embossed. It's very cool.
Go to linemerch.com. Pick that up right now. Linemerch.com. Welcome back. Seems like a weird thing to even say this time. Welcome back to hell. It has been hellish. It is.
Indeed.
Everything sucks. All right. Let's talk information, misinformation. Is it true she was a lesbian? Yes. Is it true she was a poet? Yes. Is it true that her pronouns were in her bio? Yes. All things that on Fox News, crap, I left the loop on again. All things that on Fox News, Jesse Waters thought was very important to include. Make sure that his audience know that she was a lesbian with a partner and a lesbian parent. Like using these terms. He's describing in death, and she's a self-described poet with pronouns in her bio. And my question to MAGA is, be so real, why? Why was he including those details? Were those important details, or was it important to make his audience more happy? And is he broadcasting that he is happy that somebody with pronouns in bio would have been shot in the face?
Right. Well, this whole thing is very, as usual, very transparent, very telling of the way that these people are functioning. It's all like this very blatant, like as what's that phrase that's like as delicate as a fucking hammer? It's like that. It's like you are so blatantly hateful, and to be a newscaster, a person who's like an alleged journalist, and say all of these things about this person, to be able to further justify the people who put pronouns in their bio as being,
it's less of a tragedy.
Of life. Yes,
it's less of a tragedy because of all of these things.
Well, at least we got rid of one of those.
Right. Now let's talk a little bit of the misinformation. There is circulating, I'm sure that you all have seen it, this image of what is supposed to be a rap sheet for...
Oh my God, I saw this.
Yes. First of all, there's a few things. One, they have had to edit it and update it. So there are people who are like literally live editing and changing it because it was obviously wrong. Because it lists her birthday as October 7th, 1980. Except for that would make her 46 years old.
She's like 35, right?
She was 37 when she died.
Okay.
But here's the funny thing is it would say 1980, age 34 or age 35. So it even had the math on the age wrong.
Right.
So it was like close to her actual age, but the birth date totally wrong.
See, and that is fun, like really funny to me because they couldn't even do the math. They
Right,
couldn't even if they weren't confident, get a calculator.
right, right.
It's
And then
mortifying for them.
the actual thing. So now people have run lots of public information requests, and she has no, let's say, no significant criminal record. I believe she had 2 citations for failure to register her vehicle in time, like an expired, like not, yeah. She didn't renew her registration with adequate timing. So, deserve to die. I'm sure that somebody on MAGA will be like, well, let's not pretend there was no record because of the citations. So she's slightly more allowed to, then don't tread on me, people. Still looking for reasons. I'm not even joking. I had just read all of the fact checking and seen these things. So I wrote, the fact checking is done. Renee Nicole Good. By the way, the fake rap sheet names her as Nicole Renee Good. Her name is Renee Nicole, not Nicole Renee. Okay? So that was just another bit of them getting it wrong. I'm not even joking. I posted basically the criminal record thing. She had no criminal record. MAGA is lying.
Mhm.
And that fucking post has way too much attention. First of all, I don't enjoy going viral the way a lot of other people do. It actually stresses me out, to tell you the
Yeah, it's
truth, going too viral.
anxiety-inducing for
Yeah.
sure.
Because you get crazy ass fucking people. There's just
Always.
people are too parasocially irresponsible to
Mhm.
want to go viral, despite the fact that obviously my life and my income and stuff benefits from it. So it is my post going viral. I wrote Renee Nicole Good was 37 and had no criminal record. The fact checking has been done. MAGA is lying. That has 888 reposts, 1,200 comments, 13,600 likes, and let's see how many views. 71,000 views. So when I say viral, I mean for a thread. And for me, with my mere 6,000, obviously I have 300,000+ on other platforms. I only have like 6,000 followers on Threads. You should be there. Jimmy A. Snow on Threads. Jimmy A. Snow. So they are literally posting that fake screenshot of the rap sheet with the fake, what's called mugshot on it. They are posting it in the comments. They're like, oh,
Yeah, I see
guess
it.
your fact
So
checking
this is a
didn't
lie?
fit. Right. So this is a lie. Correct. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Oh my God.
And that's the fucking thing. Like, it is completely.
Oh my God.
By the way, there are people making allegations about the criminal record of Jonathan Good, and I would very, 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 very much like to see if that's true. I mean, they're saying crazy shit, like domestic violence, wife had to leave, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not MAGA, so I'm not going to jump at, even though it totally adds up, I'm not going to jump at that. I'm not going to.
This is so, the amount of times the same screenshot is coming up with Good Nicole Renee, age 35, date of birth in 1980. The amount of times that people are using exactly that screenshot over and over and over again.
With the wrong age on it.
Oh my God.
Now there's a quote of like literally like, you guys don't see that it's a problem that you guys literally have screenshots where you corrected that, or there's something about one of the things that it lists that, as I recall, the like data just doesn't make sense. The numbers in order or something doesn't. So they've also like in some of them, they've just gotten rid of that one fake charge. It's fucking crazy. And they're like, oh, so much for that. Here's the fake screenshot. And it's literally like, guys, this was made. I can look at it. Look at it. It's literally made in Google Sheets.
Yeah.
Right. That is a Google, like not Excel. That's the Google version.
Yes.
This is not a real rap sheet off of a website. That's a Google sheet. And so anybody who's telling you, and by the way, first of all, let's say it was true. Let's say that is correct. The officer, one, did not know any of those things when he murdered her. This is part of the George Floyd thing. When they wanted to bring up George Floyd's past crimes. Does not justify murdering him. None of those crimes that they are pretending are real on the rap sheet warrant the death penalty. And he wouldn't have known those things when he shot her in the face. Those are your two things. He didn't know those things because they aren't true. I mean, that's the first reason, but also because officers don't know a person they've just interacted with just off the top of their head, anybody's criminal history, and he shot anyway. He shouldn't have shot. He did a murder.
I'm looking at this sheet, and there are charges, like the booking number sometimes is the same, sometimes it's different. And oh my God, wait, actually, this is really funny. So I'm looking at the state probation violation charges. We're at the booking time and date were August 29th, 2023, 12:01 a.m. And then the release was a month later.
Yeah.
But then before that, the interfering with medical treatment. So she was booked a day before for battery of a police officer while she was already in, like, what is that even? The dates make no sense.
Right.
And then she was released on the same day. And also this other one of interfering with medical treatment was at 12:45 p.m. Like, if you look at even the times, these are so obviously fake. They're so obviously fake and made up.
They're also sharing an image that looks like they're claiming it is her celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, holding a finger to her neck like he's being shot. It's literally an image of somebody else that they have AI edited her face onto. So here's my question, MAGA. If your self-righteousness is so justified, if this is righteous rage, why do you have to lie and make AI images to justify it? Why can't it just stand on the facts? In fact, if it is so clear-cut that she was trying to just run over the officer, that this mother who had just dropped her child off from school with stuffies in the front seat for her kid, decided, that guy, I want to murder him. And clearly, she's trying to drive into him instead of drive away. If that is clearly what happened, why do you need any of the other information? Literally any of it. Let's, again, none of it's true, but even if it was, why would you even need she abused her kid? She battery of an officer, all these fake things you're saying. Why would you even need it? Could it be that you know it's not clear cut? You know it's not justified. You know he actually violated, we've read it off now to multiple people, the DHS policy, that what he did was wrong in violation of policy. That the correct action was, one, he should have never stepped in the vehicle in the first place. And two, once he had, he should have stepped out of the way. He did not have the option to kill her. He did that because he hated her, as we saw when he then said fucking bitch, as we saw by him pulling the weapon in response to basically someone implying that he's fat. Why do you need all that? If it's so clear cut, could it be that you know that it's a murder? And so now you need to spread all of this stuff because you would like your murder victim to not be such a sympathetic victim. You want less people to humanize her. You want less people to think she is not worth killing. And because it takes nothing from the don't tread on me crowd to decide that a person they don't agree with deserves to die. It's fucking sad.
It's that same community, by the way, who would not stop talking about how Charlie Kirk is a husband.
Right.
And he's a father.
Right.
And for those reasons alone.
Yeah. You know the difference between his assassination
tragedy.
and hers? Her wife was actually there to witness it. So they love to lie and say he was shot in front of his wife and children. And look, wife and children aren't nothing to think about there because that is now the most famous videoed assassination in the world. They will spend their whole lives. Urka Kirk is fucking. But I feel bad that the children will at some point see that video. There's going to be no hiding from it. The way Republican kids love to show children like the OnlyFans of their family members. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but like if you have a sister on OnlyFans, some conservative finds out, they will try to send you your sister's naked photos, essentially.
What the that's so gross.
Yeah, that kind of shit it's a lot of like when you read about like what modern bullying looks like, especially kids on buses talking about, today somebody like just put their phone up with a picture of your pussy in front of me. Yeah. They're fucking garbage humans. So that is the information that they are trying to share, that she put out cigarettes on her children, is not true. They'll say, why did she lose custody? There is no evidence she lost custody of her two older children. There is evidence of a custody agreement with her ex-husband, who does have, at least right now, custody. I don't know how often they were going back and forth. Custody agreements is not the same as losing custody. And all public information, any record anybody would have access to. And let's be so clear. If any of what you guys were saying was true, JD Vance would have posted it. Because JD Vance is the guy like defending this ICE officer the most. JD Vance is the guy who posted the video from the officer's phone and said total exoneration, as though it proved anything, when it doesn't. Because he is moving his gun, we do not actually see the shooting happen. So and it's funny to me that if you're willing to release that, where's the body cam footage? Why are we not releasing the things that would definitively show us the truth?
Yeah.
And no matter what the truth is, if she bumped him or not, because let's be so clear, he never went down and he didn't miss a shot. So he at most got bumped, if that at all. He was still breaking policy. And there are clear signs that her intention was never in any way to hit him. These lying, evil, fucking sacks of shit.
There are videos too of people going frame by frame on the videos, on multiple POVs. This is not up for debate, in my opinion. It's just not. It's so clear to me that she was not trying to run him over.
Yeah.
Also, right before all of the alleged running over and then the shooting, wasn't she saying she was going? She's like, I'm going. I'm leaving. Like
the last thing she says to the guy who ends up killing her is like, it's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. We're good. And the last thing he says to her is fucking bitch.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And now the response after, seeing how empowered ICE agents feel, the way they are elevating their agitation, the way they are literally kicking over memorials. Did you see that?
No.
Did you see the video of the ICE agent going to a Renee Good memorial and kicking it over? He is trying. They are basically going out and they're doing the give me a reason. Give me a reason.
That is it really. And now I'm sure you've seen the videos of them going door to door now.
Correct. Yep. Full on Nazi
city.
Gestapo level.
Literally, that is what.
Entering homes without showing a warrant.
That is the reason why Anne Frank was hiding.
Right.
Was because they were going door to door and asking people for papers.
Yep.
I cannot understand. And this again, as a reminder, is the party of the Christian community.
Yep.
This is their party.
The only joy we're getting out of this now is that because the ICE agents are feeling so empowered, they keep forgetting that they're not from northern states.
And
they keep trying to run on ice.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you can't run on ice. If you're going to do it, you're going to need special shoes for it, like little spiked cleats, essentially. You can't just run on ice. And so all the videos coming out of ICE slipping on ice,
it's
just eating shit.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to the fractures. I just can't wait. I can't wait for the first one where it's just like, oh, that's bone. We see bone.
Oh my God. I also, in the light of this, hearing JD Vance talk about this in a way where, ICE agents are getting complete immunity. Like nothing that they do will be prosecuted ever, it
Yeah.
sounds like. Not during this administration. And we're only, am I freezing? Oh, I'm back. Okay, sorry.
You're back.
Got slow for a second. The only hope that we have for any level of accountability will be kind of the Nuremberg trials. It's going to be that, and it's not going to be anytime soon. I hope that every person who has signed up to be an ICE officer, I hope that that documentation is like printed and put away somewhere so they can't bury it after the administration.
I just wish anti-vaxxers hadn't ruined the Nuremberg trials threat. You know what I mean?
Wait, what do you mean?
When I first started YouTube and I would debate with anti-vaxxers, they'd all, like, anti-vaxxers' line was like, you guys are wrong, you're killing children, and we will get revenge when we have our Nuremberg trials of our own. They basically would threaten vaxxers, I guess would be the opposite of an anti-vaxxer, with Nuremberg trials. So I feel like as a threat, it's been sullied for me. Just because it's, I don't know. Almost like they almost did by calling Obama Hitler all the time and then actually electing Hitler. Anyway, we need to do another ad break and then come back and talk a little bit more about, we're going to go, basically when we return, we're going to talk about some of the tyranny of Donald Trump, some of the other terrible shit that is going on that is Trump related, because there is more than just this going on, unfortunately. Things that, this is one of those bleak things where it's important that we unify and we get together, but just know that as we are doing that, as we are loud about Renee Good, the administration is absolutely taking advantage of this distraction, taking advantage of the fact that people aren't as loud about the Epstein files right now. Mm-hmm. They are 100% taking advantage of the distraction, waste to no tragedy style philosophy. It's, once again, bleak as fuck, but we will be right back. Hey, everybody, if you'd like to support our show, the way you can do that, the way that others have done it, I guess I should have started with, this show is actually brought to you by the people over at patreon.com/calltheline. It's never been a better time at patreon.com/calltheline to become a patron, as we have been doing events each month, including LineCon Online Live, including Zoom events, which should be happening at the end of this month. And also, it's just a good way to support us. Make sure that you are the first person to get newsy things that are happening. And, should YouTube ever take us down, Patreon would probably be the first place we go and tell people what's going on. So if you'd like to support us, go over to patreon.com/calltheline, and you also get the bonus show with these podcasts, as well as the shows ad-free. These podcasts ad-free. Patreon.com/calltheline, patreon.com/calltheline. What's your favorite part of being a patron over at patreon.com/calltheline?
Me specifically?
Yeah, you.
The comment section. I like that it's a kind of limited comment section, which means I get to read all the comments and interact with them. Yeah, we definitely do a lot more read. That, by the way, we pick our patrons of the day from the comments of the last episode. So if you've ever wanted to be a patron of the day, that only happens. It's funny because we're not telling people this. Patrons aren't hearing this ad because they don't get the ads. So the people who are currently patrons may not know that that's the way to become patron of the day. So we'll have to repeat it on the actual show. But patreon.com/calltheline, and you can have the potential of becoming patron of the day and getting this ad-free version of the show, which still synchronizes with Spotify. You just get a different Spotify version of it. So you can still listen on Spotify connected to your Patreon ad-free. Patreon.com/calltheline, patreon.com/calltheline. Wow.
Yeah.
I liked that.
The distractions are abound. By the way, something we mentioned in today's ad that it occurs to us we probably should mention more often outside of the ad. Patrons, if you've wondered why you've never been patron of the day, it's because we often say in the ad, though I think we say it in the intro sometimes too, patrons of the day are chosen from the comment section of the last episode on Patreon. So if you want the potential to be the patron of the day, leave a comment on the show on Patreon, and that would be your way to become patron of the day.
Indeed.
I rhymed.
Yeah.
So lots of things are happening, and it's getting very dystopian. And one of the biggest things that is happening that we're not really talking about would be what's happening to Jerome Powell. Have you seen this? Did you see this? So Jerome Powell is the Federal Reserve chair, and he decides with his committee, but he's ultimately the one who signs off on what the interest rates are going to be from the federal government. And so this affects your mortgages, your cars, everything. Like it's a big part of the economy, and you can get temporary stock market gains by making the interest rates artificially low. It's a lever of power to try and keep the economy from inflation going too crazy, deflation going crazy. And if you artificially lower them when it's not appropriate at an appropriate time, what ends up happening is short-term stock market gains, long-term hyperinflation. Donald Trump doesn't care about long-term. He cares about what looks good right now. So because the stock market, which does not affect most of you, like most people, does not affect your affordability, but because we for some reason still use it to measure the economy, Donald Trump wants Jerome Powell to not do his job, and Donald Trump wants somebody in Jerome Powell's position that will set the interest rates to whatever he wants them to be, despite the fact that it will then, after he leaves office, much like his tax cuts did to inflation the first time around, it will absolutely cause hyperinflation. In fact, Turkey did this years ago, caused 85% inflation. That's what happened when Turkey did it. So here's the thing. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has posted a video basically saying, just so you all know, the Department of Justice is claiming to have opened up an investigation into me and is going to indict me on essentially corruption charges. Donald Trump told his Department of Justice to do this because they are trying to push him out. Donald Trump, by the way, the dementia always being a factor, one of the things he likes to complain about is, I was totally surprised when somebody nominated Jerome Powell is the worst person for the job. I was totally surprised that wow, you would put Jerome Powell in, totally surprised. Forgetting he is the one. I'm not even joking. Jerome Powell is a Donald Trump first-term appointee. So he's even trying to blame that on the Democrats. Why would the Democrats appoint Jerome Powell? I said, Jerome Powell, it's a terrible choice. It was his choice. He literally put Jerome Powell in there. And they are trying to use the thing. So as we all know, Donald Trump loves a renovation. The Fed building is getting a renovation. And they're basically going to try and make it look like he used the renovation to personally benefit, that Jerome Powell tried to get some sort of personal gain out of it. I'm sure it's going to be something dumb like, oh, look, and he has a nicer stapler than the other guys, which you could argue it's going to be based on something so loose and so stupid. He is now trying to use the Department of Justice, which used to be independent from the president, used to behave independently by design, even up through Merrick Garland. And you could not prove more. Because people are like, well, Merrick Garland was serving under Biden because he indicted Donald Trump. You know who else Merrick Garland indicted? Hunter Biden. You want to tell me that fucking Merrick Garland saw himself as working for Biden when famously Biden hated him for indicting his son?
Right.
You fucking idiots. Anyway, so Donald Trump is currently trying to first push him out through these threats, through these investigations. And then second, install somebody who will essentially destroy our economy for him because it will short-term benefit him. It will always benefit his family. His family will always have all the resources they need to survive the economic downfall because they'll just leave America for somewhere that is, they will take their money, their resources, their assets, they will take them and they'll have less, but they'll still be rich. They don't care about anything but now how they look and how they feel and the money that they are making right now. And they do not care the cost. Keep in mind, Donald Trump has doubled his net worth on Trump meme coin, which literally preys on stupid people. It is a crypto coin without any actual backing. It's literally a meme coin. There's no value to it. It's not mined like Bitcoin. And that is how he is, by preying on his predator or preying on his his predators was weird. Preying on his supporters and doing favors for foreign governments, he has doubled his net worth by billions of dollars, despite the fact that his supporters like to say that he's actually lost net worth. He's paying a price to be president, which even if it was true, he's a billionaire. Shut the actual fuck up. But it isn't true. It's another one of those things where it isn't true.
I saw someone talking this morning about the Trump phone. Do you remember the Trump phone that was supposed to be
they've
shipped
delayed
out
the device again.
Yeah, it was supposed to be shipped out last August or September, and
Yeah.
people paid $500 for a phone that people were finding, I think, on Temu for $50. The same exact specs.
Even though they were insisting it was going to be a top of the line smartphone.
Yes. There's also the perfumes and colognes that he was selling. It is grift after fucking grift, and all of his ideas are horrible. Remember when he had Trump steaks?
Oh, I remember Trump steaks. That was before his presidency at the very least. At that point,
yeah, totally. That was like 20 years ago.
Like in that world, I genuinely don't care when he's literally just a celebrity for the celebrity's fake, because he was lying about being a successful business person. He wasn't, but then he was a reality TV star. So at this point, like, I'm as mad about Trump steaks as I am about like Kardashian chapstick. Like,
yeah, totally. But it's
that's
more
just
that
you
like
branding off of and that's just capitalist dumb bullshit. So it is dumb, but
it's more that his ideas.
Steaks?
How he ate those steaks? No.
Yeah. Finish your point, and then I need to tell you about the actual confirmed from people who cook for him. And I don't think he denies it even. I want to tell you how he eats his steaks.
Okay. It's more that he is a grifter by nature and by trade, and has always been a grifter. He does not create quality products that are filling a gap in the market. He's going to attach his name to something, call it a Trump whatever the fuck, and then sell it for, 10 times what it's worth. That doesn't make him a good businessman, because all of those businesses fold because they're horrible products. Whether it's Trump University or Trump Steak or whatever the fuck, all of it is a grift. So for people to then look at him and say, well, I want him as president because he's a great businessman. Based on what? Every product that he has brought to market is fucking garbage.
Terrible. Yeah. Really bad. Really,
How does
really
he use
bad
steak?
stuff.
Wait, can I say before you tell me? I'm sure it's super well done and disgusting.
And what else?
The only thing I can think of is I just watched the episode of The Office where Michael Scott takes his steak and dips it in red wine.
Okay, we're getting closer.
So it's either that or he like dips it in milk or something.
You don't really eat steak. You used to, though, I assume, once upon a time.
Like maybe 15 years ago now.
Did you prefer it with any condiments? A lot of people like steak sauce. A lot of people like Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Heinz 57.
I like A1, like that
A1.
kind of thing.
You had it with A1. How cooked did you have it? You kind of strike me as somebody who, as a young kid, would have been like, I can't do the blood, so it has to be well done.
Yeah, it was probably not. I don't think I liked it like well done, like gray. Probably
medium
like
well,
medium well, something like that.
By the way, the only way to eat a steak is medium rare, or to cook a steak is medium rare.
And I believe that. Like but a lot of people feel that way, and it's just not for me. So it would be hard for me to then also, want to eat it rare. But anyways,
Donald Trump, leader of men, alpha male.
I'm so scared.
Well done. Very well done. To the point that some of his cooks have won't cook it. They will, no, can't do it. With ketchup. Well done with ketchup. Steak well done with ketchup. Well done with ketchup. That should disqualify him.
Do you want to know what's crazy about that? That is what a child orders at like Applebee's.
I mean,
that's
look,
what they
let's not, look, I am autistic. So what they actually order at Applebee's is chicken nuggets or chicken tenders and fries. And let's not.
Let me be clear. I fucking love it.
Dude, the way I learned when I probably didn't learn until I was 27, that if you go to a nice restaurant with somebody, like you take someone on a date, I definitely didn't get second dates taking someone to a fancy restaurant because I got the chicken tendies.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? Went to like a nice restaurant, was like, and I will have the chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the adult version of that is called steak frites, which I understand you ladies have picked up on, and now you can't do that one either. You're seen as a child if you order the steak frites.
I think ultimately I'm kind of past the point of caring if someone has like a sophisticated palate. Like Kevin is a steak frites, chicken tendies guy.
And I do know there's some level of, I guess there's some level of like, this is why you want to talk beforehand. And look, I know people are going to say like, that's so misogynist, or maybe. I have found that every person I've ever dated loves it when you order for them. As long as you have their input. They love the like
you make the
I don't have this.
decision?
No. Talk to them about it. What do you like? What do you
Oh,
they
and then
love,
they
especially if you go to a
verbalize.
restaurant that you know that they don't, and you tell them
Mhm.
like, I'm telling you, if you should try this. And if they agree,
Mhm.
they like, I found that, and I think it's weirdly an ADHD thing because I find it more useful. They just like when you say it to the waiter. I
Yeah.
think people with ADHD are so afraid that in the moment that they're supposed to order, they'll forget their name.
Oh my God.
That's
I'll
what they
tell you,
appreciate. And I seem to date a lot of people with ADHD. I don't know what that is, but I seem to date them.
we run rampant. But
Yeah.
I think part of it, at least I'll speak for myself. If I were to go to a restaurant and someone was like, I know that you love ravioli. The ravioli here is fucking incredible. You need to get it. I'd be like, sick. Perfect. I'm
Yeah.
not even looking at the menu. If you're telling me that I'll love it and it's like the stuff that I eat, then I will eat it. Because I have so much decision fatigue every moment of my life.
Yeah.
And I think I think it's ADHD related because it's just everything feels like a monumental decision. Like I haven't had lunch yet and it's almost 2 p.m. because I just have been thinking about, I don't know what I want to eat. That's stupid. I have a fridge full of food, any of it. I could eat literally any of it. But yeah, so the decision fatigue part of it is nice. And I also like social interactions can sometimes feel draining to me, even if there's something as small as ordering from a person. And that might be the depression speaking. So we could just talk about all my diagnoses. And
I'll tell you, my
figure it
partner
out.
wants 90% of the decision made for her. Like
Yes.
not the final decision. And I'm not saying
Yes.
90% of decisions, but
Mhm.
she doesn't want me when we have this grocery store, HEB here. It has everything and they have great like pre-made stuff and stuff.
Mhm.
She doesn't want as much to hear, do you want sushi? She wants, let's get you sushi.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
it's like, we'll go over to the little sushi thing and she'll be kind of looking. And I'm really good at gift giving and also just taking notes of like what
Mhm.
people are into. And so as soon as she's like indecisive, I'm like, well, you like that one. Let's just do that one. And that like, it relieves so much from her. But I feel like if
Yeah.
a person was watching us and didn't know all of the backup or didn't ask her, they would think I was just bypassing her will. When 1000%, like I guarantee you, if she's talking to her girlfriends, I don't know what she
Yeah.
says, but she's like, what's top 3 favorite things about your partner? She'd be like, well, if we go to McDonald's, he just kind of he'll just sort of say like, all right, so the 2 cheeseburger meal, that's her favorite meal. It's her comfort meal. The one with 2 little cheeseburgers, fries, and an iced tea. But I'll say that. And when she responds, I can hear whether she's as thrilled about it. Maybe she's got fatigue. Maybe we had it recently. And so like, she'll usually be like, yeah. And I can tell by the way she say, yeah, I'll be like, oh, you want to do the nuggets instead? And then like, yeah, let's do that one. Like it's and you can get to know a person like that. And so it is weird because there is this thing where like people do it as douchebags. They'll be like, I'll be having the T-bone steak and the lady will have a salad, which is not you ordering for her with her in mind.
Yeah.
I find if you add the with her in mind, they always
that makes a world
it.
of difference.
Always love it. Yeah.
There's
You're gonna have one
difference.
or two person who like mistakes what you're doing for the other thing, and then just be like, "Oh my god!" You can just say you're sorry and be like,
it's
"Generally, people, I've done this because I know this restaurant." But if generally you're not going to hit there if you are already talking to them about it.
Yeah.
Even if they would misunderstand it.
Do you know that phrase that's to be loved is to be known?
Yeah.
To be known is to be loved, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me. Like to go to McDonald's and know your partner well enough to be like, this is their comfort thing. This is what they're going to want is like, that's a form of love. And not for everyone. I'm sure there are a lot of people who'd be like, I'm going to make my own decision and actually out of spite because you thought you knew, I'm going to choose something else like that.
Yeah.
And that's not great either. But, it's not for everyone, but you know her well enough to know that she is appreciative of that. And, and
she's got a lot of little
that she
quirks.
likes.
There's like, she wanted to try the Krabby Patty meal that Burger King had. I don't know if you knew that. They did a SpongeBob meal.
No,
and we
great,
went
though.
and they only had the burger one day. They're like, we don't have the special box. We don't have the pie. We don't have the da-da-da-da. And
see
I
what
was
it
like,
looks
all right,
like.
well, let's get her the burger. And I could just tell from her response to it while the burger was good that what she was sad about was that she didn't get the whole experience.
Aw.
So the next time we were out, I was like, let's go find out if they have all the stuff back. And then once she had the experience once, she never wanted to do it again because it's still
This
Burger
is
King.
so cute.
Yeah. It has a special drink, a special dessert, a special side, it's a special burger.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I understand it tasted great. I can't eat any of that stuff, so I don't know. But anyway, coming back to the news, and then in the bonus show, we'll control ourselves less. So there's the Jerome Powell thing. Donald Trump has restated that whatever it takes for him to get, he's basically wants you to think he might invade Greenland, which would be literally the worst fucking thing he could do. Because if he invades Greenland, NATO is dissolved, we lose our main strategic partner, like defense partner. As he's saying, we need it for defense, which by the way, how do we need it for defense? We had 16 bases on Greenland. We have an agreement with Greenland that we can build as many military bases there as we want. We closed them all.
Right.
So how is it that we strategically need it, but we don't have our bases open there? We literally closed them all. And the answer is he's pretending it's that, but we know there's a lot of minerals that aren't easy to get to, maybe mostly impossible to get to with current day technology. But he thinks he's going to figure out how to get those minerals out of the grounds that are in places and in depths that you can't actually get to right now. That seems to be what his fucking racket is. But there's that and another little bleak thing, a sign of the times, a sign of the information control from our glorious cult leader. He has somehow successfully compelled the Smithsonian to remove the reference to his impeachment from his history placard.
What?
Yeah.
All of these organizations should be penalized after this administration leaves for caving to all of this. To this
Somebody said it, I don't remember who it was. Somebody said it recently. All these billionaires that he is getting to kiss his ass.
Yeah.
The way the person put it, I can't remember who it is. What is the point of having fuck you money?
Yeah.
If you can't say fuck you to somebody who is calling you to heal. What is the point of fuck you money if you are still being a little subby bitch?
Little subby bitch.
Dude, and obviously I love my subby bitches. They're a very important part of my life. But the people who are running our fucking world, like owning social media companies, you cannot be a subby bitch except in the bedroom.
Right.
Look, I understand that absolutely. Mark Zuckerberg puts on a horse suit and gets on all fours. I just visualized it right beforehand.
The way you smiled, I knew you had something up your fucking sleeve.
The way I know that he is definitely the subbiest of subs. Okay. He takes something in part of him called the Dominator and it's 16 inches. Okay.
Oh my God.
The way that's clearly his personality, that's fine in the bedroom. But you're doing it on the world stage for the least compelling, most obvious fucking scam artist of a person. And I'm not even joking. It still happens. I think I say this a lot and people are like, it's an exaggeration or it's just a fun, quippy thing. No. Be so clear. Literally many times a week, many times a month. I would say sometimes I miss it for a week. I will just have that bucket of water hit my face where we made Donald Trump president.
Yeah.
The reality TV guy. There is a non-zero chance that Jake Paul will be the president one day. That doesn't bother you guys that's the path we're on? That Jake Paul might be president one day?
That's so upsetting.
Have a few more boxing matches. Let's make getting your fucking jaw wired shut permanent. Jesus Christ.
The best case scenario is he ends up having what's that thing where when you play football and then you get that it makes your brain all fucked up when you get hit too many times?
Concussion disease? Traumatic head injury?
Yeah, it is a traumatic head injury, but there's it's an acronym. It's 3 letters.
Oh, yeah. It's on billboards around here. I just can't remember what it is. They're literally billboards that are anti-abortion, but also protect our football players, which I'm glad. I'm not against
CTE.
that. Yeah. What? CTE?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's billboards. It'll be like abortion billboard, CTE billboard. And I'm like, you guys have weird priorities.
Driving through the country, by the way, because we drove from New York to LA. We drove through obviously all of the states in between, and oh girl, we drove through the very, very northern tip of Texas for like a couple hours. As we were driving through, I just kept thinking, like, I cannot believe you guys live there because it's like,
well, Austin's
things,
so different.
Yeah. It was just seeing the billboards everywhere that are abortion billboards, that are about Jesus, that are about following the Bible.
They have the abortion ones in Denver though too. Those are just, in fact, if anything, they like buying billboards where it'll piss people off. So they put them out in the rural areas, but close. So like the most abortion billboards are just 10 miles outside of Austin. That's where the big ones, that's where you just see tons. And then there have been crazy billboards over the years. I do understand that Jake Paul is still undergoing, I just want to say back to the Jake Paul thing. He seems to still be undergoing recovery for his jaw. There may be more surgeries ahead, so my heart goes out to sepsis. Okay. I don't even know if that other guy is a good person, but the way I have watched, somehow the 3-second clip of him getting his jaw broke by that dude is 4 hours long.
I haven't seen the clip.
Oh, you must. He literally goes like this. He gets hit. Boom. His head turns aside. He comes back. He goes, he's like got a look of like, holy shit, what just happened to me on his face. You can tell something's gone wrong. He got hit in a way of like, I didn't know I could get hit that hard.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the day that Jake Paul got hit. There was something else that happened too. It was like a double whammy that felt very good. It was Jake Paul and something else. I don't know. I'll think about it. It'll come to me. But yeah, Jake Paul sucks.
Yeah.
We don't need him as a part of this life, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, last thing, because we have to go to the bonus show in a sec, but did you see I think Trump was in like a meeting about oil or something recently, like a day or two ago. And he was wearing, do you know how they have the presidential pin, the American flag, not presidential, but the American flag pin. Did you see his other pin? The one that was a cartoon of himself.
Was it the one? Yeah. The one at the, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you saw that.
We're just getting closer to what we all know. When Donald Trump has sex, he closes his eyes and imagines himself masturbating. I think that's an old Seth MacFarlane joke.
I'm shocked that you even think he has sex.
$6 billion.
What's $6 million?
$6 billion is the money he has to spend on having sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't forget, we've made sure that boner pills are covered. A man can chemically get a boner on top of all the other chemicals he's clearly ingesting. I feel like
he would have a heart attack.
Well, Viagra's good for your heart. Viagra started as a heart medication.
I know.
Yeah.
I still feel like he would not be able to withstand having sex. But I guess people are going to have sex with him.
So if you have
he's not really...
The guy's sitting there. Let's be so clear. Like, he's laying back.
There's no way that he's like his little...
I call this the starfish. Do what you will.
If he even tried to like... I really think his like hips would fall apart.
Okay, yeah. The body, well, dude, I don't know how this guy is moving around as much as he has. He seems to have a protective layer of congealed KFC gravy around all of his joints, absorbing shocks. I don't understand the man's life and living and stuff. Here's all I know. You weren't there on New Year's. I'm sad you weren't. We made a record. I got to actually find it and probably keep it somewhere else. But we have a record of the different votes from all of us here. Mm-hmm. January, I don't know if I asked you this after, but December 31st, 11:59 p.m., 2026. Do you believe Donald Trump will be the president of the United States?
Yeah.
You're still voting yes?
I think
Myself,
yes.
Luxander, and Forrest all voted no. I do not.
Really?
I think Donald Trump will not be president at the end of this year. And I think there are multiple ways it could happen. The
Okay.
number one obvious way, dies.
Right.
Number two, dementia gets too much. Peter Thiel decides it's time to get rid of him. And they do a whole you're going to resign, but here's the way you're going to save it. You're going to come in and go, I said I was going to make America great, and I have done it. I have made America so great. And now I want to spend time with my family and we're going to hand the reins to JD, who I have trained up. It's going to be wonderful. Third, the polling shows in advance enough that you can trust that the Republicans are going to absolutely get wrecked during the midterm. So he does a similar resignation thing, a voluntary, no problem. There's no thing. It's just you get up there in years and you think, I want to spend more time with my family. I've already made America great. I want to spend more time with my mistresses. Kirsty Dome, I've started to lose the eyesight, partial cataracts, and I have no longer noticed the mess. Frankly. So resignation, that seems voluntary because he knows if he doesn't, he will be impeached.
Well,
the thing with that one is that could be a thing he would wait more toward till after the midterms actually happen. But if the thing is if the midterms are going to be a huge loss, he can pretend it's not his fault if he has resigned. Also, Peter Thiel and JD Vance can go, hey, we might actually be able to turn around the midterms with something huge. So Trump, pretend it's voluntary, go, I'll become president. And then we'll say, guys, you want President JD. So let's go and hit affordability and give me a bunch of new people. They potentially literally could reduce. They could use running on that. The way Kamala Harris could have used being different than Joe Biden.
Yeah.
To become president, and instead went, guys, he's gone now. And now you have me. And here's all the ways in which we're different. Well, can't take questions. Bye. And that's how Donald Trump became president again.
Yeah.
By not taking advantage of that. Not that I don't think that JD Vance, I'm going to start the outro. I don't think that JD Vance would throw Trump under the bus, but he would basically be like, hey, new me, new person. I have big things in mind to carry on the legacy or whatever. And I'm going to need a Congress. So guys, let's get out and you could potentially upgrade your support and bring back a lot of the anti-Trumpers who are just like, I'm just not doing him. I'm just not doing Donald Trump, a thing that Melania Trump says every night. I'll do anybody but Trump. Anyone.
Gross.
I will do.
And I said this before and I'll say it again. It's a shame that she is married to Trump because there's things about her that I think are hilarious. And if she were not
weird.
Yeah, if she were not evil, she'd be so cunty and funny.
In the bonus show, I want to talk about the weirdest thing about her.
Okay.
So go over to the bonus show. I'll give you a little hint. It has to do with a photo shoot she did with Barron years ago. When we go to the bonus show. That's the show. Sorry. Patreon.com/call the line for the bonus show.